And make sure that we're on and we can hear. And let's see. I know I just came on out of the blue, so I'm not expecting make sure that anyone to get in here really fast, but I am outraged. I've been cleaning while I've been listening to this au pair testify the entire day. She's testified. She just finished. And it was infuriating. It was absolutely infuriating. Number one, for anybody that I said last night that she's playing games and she's arrogant, and she is. She's playing games. She can't hear suddenly. A lot of times she can't hear. And I'm surprised they don't say, do you need a hearing device? Is your hearing okay? Because she can't hear at certain times. She gets flippant and snippy, and at one point said she wasn't going to entertain these questions anymore. She wasn't going to answer them. Hi, Linda Uribe. She wasn't going to answer them. And then the defense attorney's like, what do you mean she's not going to answer them? I'm telling you, I'm so fed up with this prosecution. Prosecution is terrible. They are babying this murderer. They are leading her. They are trying to object at everything the defense is doing. And the defense is pointing out what a liar this girl is, and what an opportunist, and how she's plans to profit off of 2 murders, and plans to profit for her family, and says that they deserve this after all they've gone through. The defense attorney says, wait a minute. What did you just say? You deserve this money? Because she is negotiating deals with these journalists and these media companies, okay? And listen, the defense attorney's like, can you tell us their names? How often do you speak to them? More than 3 times a week? Oh, yes. And then they have letters going back and forth to her mother in Brazil telling her that these are her professional friends. And they want to get as much money as possible after everything that they've gone through. She conspired to murder 2 people. She actually pulled the trigger and murdered at least one of those people. And she is getting nothing but time served. Okay? Which is not very much, since this happened in 2023. And she wasn't arrested until almost 2024. She's getting time served. Okay? And she's got these deals. And they're letting her negotiate these deals while she's in prison. This is crazy. This is crazy. They have put out the names of the journalists and the media company. The defense got it out there. Prosecution didn't want those names out there. They objected. The judge let it go through. The judge said if she knows the names, she can give them. If she knows the amounts that she's negotiating, she can give it. Oh, prosecution didn't want that out there. Okay? It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. She's got multiple deals going on. These people are paying for her commissary, to go for her phone calls, to talk to her parents over there. They're padding her accounts to get this, to profit off this, for her to profit off this. The murderer. It's disgusting. How this is allowed? This is not supposed to be allowed. Let's see if I can get the transcript of, let's see if there's transcript yet of what she said today. It's disgusting. Hold on, that's mine. Oh boy, this is crazy. Let's see here. I know the one person, it says that, she said, she sent me books and I talked to her. She's telling the mother all about it. And another guy is Zachariah. They put their names right out there today. Kate, that's right. Kate Brower is one of them. And let's see. Let's see if this is her. Is this you, Miss Substack? I want to make sure I've got the right one. But that's the one name they threw out there. It was Kate Brower. And then the other name they threw out there was Zachary or Zachariah Franks. It's sick. And then he was trying to ask her the networks, and she said something like, it sounded like she said Prime, like Amazon Prime, but then prosecution kept trying to cover it up. Ridiculous. People should be outraged with this. Because not only did she get that deal, now she's going to profit off the murder. She came here to this country, conspired in the murder of 2 people, actually pulled the trigger on one by her own admittance. Are you kidding me? I don't get this. This is crazy. And if we are multi-streaming, so I know there's 2 feeds, and if you're in the one in the shorts feed, I can't see your chat, so you have to come to the horizontal one on the regular channel. So yeah, try to do that. You're in the right one, Linda. But welcome to new people. I know that we got a lot of new people in last night and everything, and wonderful. Thank you so much. We love our new subscribers, new members. Thank you so much. Okay. It's crazy. She was on the stand all day today. I don't understand how she's being allowed to profit from the murders. Isn't there the Slayer statute? I'm going to see something here. Juliana Perez Megalies, and it sounds like Megalies. They killed an ICU registered nurse. Isn't that unbelievable? Oh, and kept saying that, you know, she never took or turned state's witness until at the last possible minute, kept saying how, you know, this didn't happen. So she's a liar. So how do you even believe anything she says? And I don't think they needed her to do anything. And how are she getting away with this is just crazy. Let me see here, but I'm trying to get the just this these deals she has. It's crazy. Let me go back to where? Hold on, I'm going to try to pull down the I don't know if the transcript will be up yet. Let's see. It's ridiculous. Let me see something. Okay. Hang on one second, because I'm going to try to pull this, or to at least tell you what these freaking emails. Okay. She had like 263 messages, and the defense attorney just kept pulling up one after the other, showing that what a liar this au pair is. That, but I want to get to where. See if they have that. Okay, so money has come about since you pled guilty and accepted their deal, the defense attorney says, right? And she's like, yes. And then, oh my gosh, it was disgusting. The prosecution's like, but you're alone here, aren't you? You couldn't talk to your family. Meanwhile, her boyfriend, the husband of that woman, the mother was paying for her attorney. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see. Back to oh yeah, here we go. I just saw that lady Kate's name. Okay, so here she goes. She's reading one of them now. She says, I'm talking to this girl. She's an author, published books, and it's her name is Kate. She wasn't the guy. She said, sometimes one's interests, and they would like to pay me, learning money to, let's see what they're, I'm trying to look at these captions here on this testimony. Is that the first time you talked to your mom about the money? And then she goes on, she says she's going to negotiate, the best deal because we deserve this money. It's disgusting. Let's see. The people you're communicating with them, how many times a week are you communicating with them? And more than 3 times, more than 4 times. Did you sign the contracts? They're asking her. They've already given her money. They've already padded her accounts. That money has been sent. Let's see. It's clear that you didn't sign a contract. That money has been sent. You have to buy stuff. How much do you think that amount is? And, I don't know. She was saying she doesn't know how much money she's got so far. And then as she goes on, close to 500, they're saying, I guess, that they put on her accounts, but then she was negotiating deals of 25,000 is too little, 50,000 more than whatever. You're going to get the best deal possible. We deserve this. And let's see. She should not earn a dime off this. This is horrible. I don't think people are understanding this because the defense attorney takes so long to get it out, but it's really bad. Let's see. So I'm trying to find the trial that I was watching to see if the transcript is up, but it's probably too early for it to be up. Anybody else see this? Is anybody else outraged? A lot of people profit coming here, especially those that are stealing from all stores. The stores have decided to prosecute everyone now. Many get away with murder by being a state's witness. I've never heard of someone being paid to be a witness. No, she's not being paid to be a witness. No, she's being paid for documentaries, movies, book deals. Okay, and there's a Slayer statute. She's not supposed to be, profiting from her crime. She killed this man, and she's orchestrated the murder of the woman. See, I don't think anybody understands what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness. Where are the people that watched the trial today? I'm telling you, it's terrible. If you're in the other stream, come in the horizontal stream. Probably people didn't see it yet. They're probably going to watch it later. It's infuriating. Let me see here. Oh, let's see here. Okay, let me see. And then, oh my gosh, the way she's coddled by the prosecution. It's ridiculous. She got her murder downgraded to a manslaughter charge. And it's just going to be time served, which is like 3 years that she's already done. No, not even 2 years. She's only done 2 years in October. She hasn't even done 3 years. Oh yeah, one point she testified to the defense attorney, like I said, I'm not going to do this. He asked her to read portions from letters she had written from jail to Brendan and others. They expressed desperation and frustration with her situation. No strength, no courage, no hope, she wrote at one point. She testified that her health in jail and isolation from loved ones had pushed her to turn on Banfield. And that's why she suddenly had a different truth, right? But as soon as the money comes into it, all of that stuff about being depressed and everything is out, and all she's talking about is these professional friends she has to her mother and the money they're getting, and they need this money, and she's going to negotiate the best deals. Oh yeah. It's terrible. I don't think people didn't know about it because it just came out right now. And I don't think people really understand this, or they haven't seen it yet. And she's already profited from it because they've already paid her. And then whoever these journalists are and the media companies, I wouldn't patronize them. Let's see. Who's this? Trekking? Is that Trekking? I can't see. Let me see. Hi, Trekking. She can be roommates with Casey Anthony when she is released. Yeah, but did you watch this today? How? This is crazy. What happened to the Slayer statute? I want to find out which Brower this is. And that other person that she said, I can't find him yet. And then she gave a media company, it sounded like she said Prime, but then she was very hard to understand. And I think she does that intentionally. So, who is this testifying against? Okay, I'll give you the synopsis. Yes, she is so evil. Listen, I'll give you the synopsis, Linda Uribe. So, in Fairfax, Virginia, an IRS federal agent and his wife, an RN, she was 37, I believe he was around that age. In 2021, they brought over a Brazilian au pair to watch their child, who at the time was probably 2. Anyway, within 1 year, okay, the husband, the IRS agent, federal agent, was having an affair with this au pair. And he said divorce wasn't an option, and he didn't want to, divorce wasn't an option because he didn't want to split up any money. He didn't want to lose any money, didn't want to pay child support, didn't want to cut his custody off with his daughter. He said that his wife, this RN ICU nurse, is a terrible mom, and said that he had a better way. First, he had thought of hiring a hitman, but that, is too easily traced back to him. So he thought he had a foolproof plan. They got encrypted message devices, and they started to create on the wife's laptop this fetish site account. And they communicated, both of them, the au pair and the husband, with multiple people, saying that she wanted to be violently AR'd, okay, tied down, bring a knife, bring zip ties, bring chains, all this stuff, okay? They finally found some guy that he kept saying, well, shouldn't we meet somewhere else? No, you got to come straight to the house. They set this guy up. Guy is coming over there. And then as soon as he gets over there, she calls the husband who was at McDonald's. He comes in. They both shoot the guy. Then he stabs his wife in the neck with the knife, making it look like this guy did it, okay? And that he killed the guy in self-defense with the nanny. So anyway, they're not arrested right away. This, apparently their story was bought for a little while, but then investigators returned to the house and they saw a picture on the bedside table of the nanny in an embrace with the husband, and that's when things started to take a turn. Anyway, the nanny got arrested first, and she stood by and said, I'm not going to, they want me to turn on you. You didn't do this. She kept going on for this for a year. Then they arrested him. His mother was paying for her attorney. All of this, his mother was paying for her to make the calls back and forth to her family. So then finally, the prosecution gets her to be a state witness for time served. Even though she admits killing the guy. She fired a shot. Okay, Adam. So, she's going to be scot-free after this, okay? But not only that, she's negotiating deals while she's in prison, and these people are paying her commissary, paying for all kinds of gifts and stuff for her, sending her books, like she's some celebrity, okay? And she's actually saying to the mother, he's having her read the emails, we deserve this money after all we've gone through. And that's why the defense attorney's like, what do you mean after all you've gone through? What have you gone through? So I hope enough people get outraged and get to these victims' families, the families of the wife, Christine Banfield, the family of the man that was killed, Joe Ryan, and have them get, why doesn't that freaking Alan Jackson take that pro bono and fight this? But he won't. But somebody may. This is horrible. You're shocked people don't know about this case. I know. I don't understand. Trekking? I don't understand. You watched this. Did you see that she's negotiating deals? Bee lady? Hi, Kathy. She deserves to spend the rest of her... Yeah, how the hell is she got cut this... This is like a sweetheart of a deal, right? She hasn't even served 3 years. I can't believe more people are not... I just don't think they know yet. I don't think they know yet. This is crazy. I was going nuts. I was cleaning my house, scrubbing my cabinets, stuff like that, and I just losing my freaking mind hearing this. Hey, Pitbull Sleuth, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hold on, I've got to make this a little larger because I can't see your chat. Hold on. Okay, you said never. Oh, you're near the end. I got the feeling she is now a victim. Yeah, her whole family is a victim. They deserve this money. They deserve it after all they've been through. That's the way the world is turned. They stick up for the killers. I don't even get this, Linda Uribe. This is crazy. This is crazy. I cannot believe they cut her this deal. I don't even think they needed to cut her this deal. They had plenty of evidence. I'm just thinking about you, Pitbull Sleuth. I mentioned you a couple of times where you were. I don't understand how she's getting away with all of this. Don't know. It's nuts. I didn't know that his mother and grandmother moved into the home with him. And the mother paid for her attorney. And then she lied and said, oh, well, she was just going along with that first story because she didn't know if she would get representation. Liar. Or she would be able to contact her family. Liar. This is crazy. She is supposed to be helping to bury him. She's just worried about helping herself. What she deserves. And I swear to you, I will find out which journalist is this Brower. She should be ashamed of herself. And this other one that they mentioned, I can't find him yet. And then she put the name out there. I'm going to have to listen again and take copious notes on this all. And everybody should freaking boycott this and blast it from here to, wow. Oh no, she expects him to help her, but then made it look like he threw her under the bus. I know, while his mother's paying for her attorney, right? The prosecution took the easy way out. I'm still around. Glad to see you're back in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm back in the kitchen. Does anyone think she is going to get a payout from this, and that she probably won't be able to work after this and her family cannot support her? No, she should get no money from this. What about the Slayer statute? And her mother was putting money on her books. The mother, his mother was. And then after that, these journalists were. And that media company. And the prosecution was trying to stop her from naming their names. And I'm glad the judge is like, no, let her name them. That DA's office, that Commonwealth, is probably going to be slammed with tweets and everything telling them how despicable this is and what disrespect it is for the victims' families. Yeah, this is a big disrespect for the victims' families. Yes, she is currently in contact with two. Yes, one is Kate Brower, but I've got to find the right one because there's a couple. And the other one, she said Zachary Franks, but I have to find out. I looked up that name and I can't find that, but then when they asked her the company, it sounded like she said Prime, and then she was like Crime. She was intentionally being vague and not wanting to give a lot of information. You better believe they are paying her. I had no idea you could do this. You're not supposed to. It's the Slayer statute. You can't profit from your crime. Especially murder. Come on. Somebody said they better turn this all around and it should all go to the victim's family if she made anything. And I hope they get all her emails and all her phone calls. And put those journalists and those companies on blast. AF. I'm glad that defense attorney got that on blast, their names. As soon as the transcripts come out, then we can see the letters with the discovery. We all know she dyed her hair and removed the makeup. Yeah, and put the Coke bottle glasses on. Doesn't look like a floozy, exactly. This is so disrespectful as the Patrick Frazee case. Yeah, but I don't think Crystal Kenny wasn't negotiating deals like this. This is even worse. So if she can't do it, how's she getting away with it? I wonder if it's because she's a Brazilian citizen. Do you think because she's a Brazilian citizen, this is not applying to her? She's supposed to be deported after this. We know they're paying her, yeah. Yeah, no. Linda, the one I looked up, the woman, I think she's with a major network. But I want to be sure of that. And then she mentioned Dateline, and then they asked her, is Dateline paying? And she's like, oh no. Then she steered herself away from that. Well, she said they are. Yeah, they are contacting her through that stuff, and I'm gonna have to listen again and take some notes, but it's going to be the bigger documentaries that like if they're on Netflix or Hulu or where they're going. But it sounded like she said Prime, but then you couldn't. She was all over the place, and then the prosecution kept objecting and kept objecting. It's like, shush up. Because Dateline doesn't usually pay for that stuff. So I think this was something that they want to make some kind, maybe a Lifetime film or a film on HBO or something, and so they're willing to pay her. And, she deserves it after all they've gone through. After all they've been through, she deserves it. How the heck? How does she deserve that? So he is going to be charged as the main person, and yep, they used her as, yeah, they're trying to pretend she was so young and innocent and she didn't know anything. Yeah, she was so integral in this part. Come on. They do line now, journalists. Yeah, it's not Dateline, Linda, that's paying her. It's these other ones. She says she has to hold. What'd she say? Hold her ears and close her eyes as he was stabbing his wife. Yeah, I know, right? But she shot the guy. She went along with all of that. She went along with it all. The FetLife profiles, contacting the people, right? Knowing full on well what was going to happen, changing the windows so nobody would be able to hear the wife scream, right? Screaming in the bedroom to test if you could hear it from outside. She participated in all of this. The farce of bringing the little girl to the zoo, calling Christine's phone first before she called him. Oh yeah, I know. She conveniently can't remember certain things, right? Or she can't hear suddenly. She can't hear. I loved it when she said to that one attorney who was driving me nuts, I'm not going to do this anymore. Oh yeah, I like that little attitude, right? I'm not going to do this anymore. Who does she think she is? And he's like, she just said she's not going to do this anymore. Yeah, she can't remember, or I can't hear that. And I'm glad he kept asking her, like, well, what does that mean? Say that again. She kept trying to get away with all this crap. Ridiculous. What a circus. Yeah. It's unbelievable. And I cannot believe then the way the prosecution went back and freaking babied her, right? How old were you when you came here? Oh, 21. And you had no family here. And you were scared and alone. Okay, so then that it doesn't matter that you conspired to have two people murdered and you pulled the trigger and he bought you a gun. You went to the firing range and then you shot a bullet into him. It doesn't matter then because you were just little and scared at 23. Yeah, right. Maybe after surgery, maybe after the jail food. Who knows? Maybe they told her to do that. Ridiculous. Megan Els, did you watch it? It's crazy. Well, that does attract sympathy. She's all alone in the country and can only depend on him and his family. Yeah, but you know what? She showed what a negotiator she was when she told the mother how she was going to negotiate that for the most amount of money, right? That they needed to pay a big sum of money for all they've gone through. She showed she is shrewd. That some people said, is she slow or something? No, she's shrewd. When I saw her, she did not look attractive, and those glasses at 23. Oh, she's trying to do that. Yes. I was married, had 2 children by 23. She's trying to look like that and to appear that way. They're telling her that. This prosecution is terrible. They're babying her like crazy. It's nuts. I don't understand how. Um, but we have to think like the jury. Do we know how many? Oh, on the jury? Well, but she's already got her deal. That's what I'm saying. Somebody was saying, oh, they wish the judge will yank that deal away now that she's talked about the money. I don't understand how this is possible. Is it because she's the Brazilian national? I don't know. Megan says she needs to be in prison forever. It's unbelievable. I don't know why they cut her such a deal. I think they had plenty of evidence without that. You can't stand these deals. Yeah, that's crazy. What the hell is going on? Let me see if I can pull up her freaking. Hold on a minute. Okay, let's see. In court, the former au pair testified that she and Banfield had created an account on that FetLife place, right? And the wife, who's a registered ICU nurse, Christine Banfield's name, on a social media platform for people interested in sexual fetishes. There, Joseph Ryan connected with the account, and they made out like they were Christine, and they told him to come over with chains, zip ties, a knife, and that she had this R fantasy, right? she described Banfield's plan to kill his wife and spend the rest of his days with her. She testified to the months they had spent plotting their scheme and the steps they took to manufacture their alibis. But John Carroll, Banfield's attorney, spent much of Wednesday scrutinizing the au pair's testimony and her motives behind pleading guilty. He pressed her on who created the email address connected to the social media account where she and Brendan Banfield were on that day it had been procured. She testified that she didn't remember who made the account or what room in the Banfield home they had been in. The defense attorney repeatedly pressed her on specific messages that were sent on the social media account in Christine Banfield's name. And the au pair, seeming annoyed, repeatedly testified that she had been unsure who sent what. At one point, she testified, "I am not going to do this." Oh my gosh. He also asked the former au pair to read portions from letters she had written from jail to Brendan and others, and they expressed depression, frustration about her situation. No strength, no courage, no hope, she wrote at one point, but then that changed, didn't it? Oh boy, when that money came in. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Ridiculous. Terrible. Oh, I just couldn't keep it to myself. The feeling of shame and guilt and sadness when she was telling the court about this ruse, right? Why she was doing this all of a sudden. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's see. He also, let me see. See there. Let me see if. Hang on. I think I know where we might find what we're looking for. Hang on 1 second. Okay. Oh, here we go. See, I know. During the second day of testimony, the former au pair told her family, "We deserve something," in a letter discussing a possible deal she was negotiating with Netflix to tell her story. Brendan Banfield's defense pushed back on au pair Juliana Perez mega lies narrative of murder conspiracy and painted her as a desperate to get out of jail during cross-examination on Wednesday. Cunning, calculating, that's what I would say. Let's see. So crazy. So now they're saying Netflix there. Let's see. says, did you expect Brendan Bender came up with this plan to help you with your defense? How did you feel when you were alone in jail and he wasn't helping you and he wasn't in jail? Oh, stop it. Prosecutors in the Fairfax County double murder trial argued that the life insurance policy was one of the primary reasons Brendan Banfield allegedly orchestrated the killing alongside avoiding a costly divorce and a potential child custody battle. Okay. Let's see. She reads letters she was sent in March of 2025 indicating she's been in negotiations for a deal with Netflix. And I remember when they had Jimmy the Hammer's girlfriend and she was going to talk about a deal with Netflix. She wasn't even the murderer. She was a wife. This one actually admits to putting the bullet in Joseph Ryan and all the conspiracy that led up to this. So it's Netflix, huh? But what about that other woman, they said? And that guy, who are they? She got very irritated and annoyed towards the defense attorney. She was disrespectful and refusing to answer simple questions. And then the judge told her, I need you to answer the question. Let's see. When he asked her who was the one that was writing those messages back to Joseph Ryan telling him the certain type of things that should be done to her, she's like, I'm not doing this. And he said, so you don't want to answer my questions about certain pieces of evidence? It's crazy. Let's see. She's been in contact with multiple news producers who have paid for her commissary and other needs in jail in exchange for rights and access to her story. Just don't understand how that is flying. Let's see here. I'm going to be right back to the chat in a minute. I just wanted to see if there was anything more about. Let me go over here. Okay, so someone's calling me on my phone. Jimmy, could you see who's calling my phone? Let's see. Hi, Jen Grill. How are you? We're on a dual stream, and that's why some people are on another stream and watching. It's very interesting. It's how it happened last night. Let's see. And Paul having another woman. Paul. Wait a second. What are we talking about, Paul? Where's Paul? Oh, wait a second. Oh, you're talking about the other trial. Yeah, we're not doing that yet.
I have no idea. It says a number here. It's no.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably just, yeah, it's one of those fake ones. Just want to make sure it wasn't anybody. That guy looks too cool. He's got an ace up his sleeve. Who are you talking about now? Yeah, we'll talk about Canero later. I explained up above about this. The defense, Christine already had the account and made by hubby. It's transferred after this. She isn't going to Brazil. She is going to make the rounds first. That forensic expert's name is Brendan Banfield. The defense is arguing that it was Christine who had the account already on that site. A forensic expert told us it was Christine, and they transferred him. Unfortunately, after I listened to some comments, supposedly they're questioning the forensic work on who made up what on the program. Well, hi, One Eye. There is some very shady about court stuff in Virginia. Well, hold on a second. I want to go see something else. Hold on. Let me see something. Where's my thing? I was just going right here. Okay. Let's see what. Okay. One big revelation. She admitted that she accepted, God bless you, money for food and calls home to Brazil from a production company. Yeah. And she is negotiating selling her story. Yep. It's crazy. I understand how this is. Hold on. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through this. I've got some of the transcripts here. Let's go. Where did we go here? Where's the start of this? Okay. Starts at 10 o'clock court, right? She reads a letter submitted into evidence. Says she created a website on January 9th. She says sometime in October, the plan was to get rid of Christine. And she says yes. That's when the defense asked when the plan originated. The defense has the au pair read out a host of letters and conversations between herself and her family as she's waiting on her lawyer to visit. And she testified that a media company and producers have been paying her a commissary and helping her speak with her mother, who's in Brazil, in a potential exchange for her to share her story. The defense asked her to read a portion of her smart jail mail. The defense asked, "Is this an indication of you letting go of Brendan and your relationship?" And she responds, "I guess so." She was reading from messages sent to family and friends about the coming and goings of her lawyers. "Tomorrow when my lawyer comes to see me, I'll send you a message." Then she would say he showed up and his laptop didn't work and he doesn't do anything and he's wearing plain clothes. He didn't go to work. This is ridiculous. Let's see. Based on the letters, The au pair recalls taking depression and anxiety medication for at least 2 months while in jail. The defense asked if she took any of Christine's devices on February 23rd, including her laptop, the day before. She allegedly said they planned to kill Christine and Joseph Ryan. She said that Brendan would upload and check emails on his wife's computer. Let's see. Prosecution's case hinges heavily on the testimony of Juliana Perez Megalais. She's admitted her role in killing and is cooperating with authorities as part of a plea agreement. She has pled guilty to a lesser charge and faces a recommended sentence of time served. Let's see. For 2 hours, prosecutors questioned her on her role and her alleged affair with Banfield. Let's see. Let me go back. That sucks. That sucks. Plea deal. She has memory gaps, mental health, media money. Media money is the thing that's she's been in contact with multiple news producers who have paid her commissary and other needs in jail, along for the rights of her story. They're not saying why she would be entitled to that. She's been in negotiations for a deal with Netflix. Let's see here. Just infuriating. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to where you guys are. If she gets free, she should probably go back to her country. She has to. She has to, I believe. They're deporting her. Yeah, they're going to deport her. But okay, Kathy. See you later, everybody. See you later, Kathy. I mean, hi, Denise. Hi, UHP. There are some unspooled people. Yeah, but I don't understand how she... I wonder, let me just see if it's because... Let me check one thing. Okay, so it says a person's Brazilian nationality alone does not exempt them from the U.S. Slayer statute. The Slayer statute is a principle of U.S. state law, and its application generally depends on where the property is located and whether the killer committed an intentional and unlawful killing. The Slayer statute or Slayer rule is a legal doctrine codified in nearly every U.S. state that prevents an individual who has intentionally and feloniously killed another person from inheriting property or receiving other financial benefits from the victim's estate or life insurance policies. The core principle is that no person should be allowed to profit from their own wrongdoing. The application of the Slayer statute is a matter of state law and hinges on the following rather than the perpetrator's nationality. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, wait a second. Okay, so the Slayer statute is about mostly the insurance, inheritance, and property, inheriting any of that. The other laws are like the Son of Sam law. That's more like, that's through book deals. That's the one for Son of Sam, for like the Netflix deals. They prevent criminals from profiting from the commercialization of their crimes, e.g. through book deals, movie rights, or media appearances. These laws aim to ensure that victims or their families receive any such profits. And that's what I'm saying. Joseph Ryan and Christine Banfield's families should receive any profits of any of this Netflix stuff that she's negotiating. Okay, she's not a victim. When producing true crime content, generally pays the rights to the intellectual property, not the criminal themselves, to avoid these laws. The laws aim to ensure that victims or their families receive any such profits. The specific legal concept. I don't know. She should not be going to her any of this. She's already got too much already by getting them to pad her commissary. Let's see. The plan was wacky from the beginning. She probably says she shot him to protect her employer. No, they both shot him. They both had two guns. If she gets free, she should probably, it's crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to stop in and talk to you guys about this. I also don't know about an auction tonight, whether we're doing an auction tonight or not. I have to find out. I don't know. I think maybe for one more week we'll skip the Wednesday and do the Saturday and then get back on the two a week. I think that's what's going to happen. And there's too much of the trial. I have to catch up on Canero, and I just got so outraged with this one. It's crazy. I was cleaning in here. I was scrubbing my cabinet, scrubbing down. It's like going crazy. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers. We'll see you. If you're watching this on the replay, or if you watched it on the vertical stream, let us know. And we appreciate that. I see a lot of you have been watching because I see our numbers. I see our numbers for total views, and they're way up there, and I saw it last night too. So I appreciate that, you guys. The different platforms you're watching on. Make sure you like and subscribe, and then you'll know when we go live, even if we're not double streaming it. But we will be double streaming. All right. See you guys. God bless. Stay well. Prayers, everyone.